AI is absolutely dominating the music industry right now. In the last year, there's been so many exciting websites and plugins that are coming out that utilizes AI. It should be no surprise to anybody that these are actually overruling some of the traditional plugins. With that being said, not all of these plugins are super good. Over the last couple months, I've had the chance to review several different AI websites and plugins, and I'm going to tell you the ones that I recommend and the ones that are honestly just complete shit.
All right, so the first one we're going to touch on is Clear by Supertone. This is one I've talked about in the past, but I'm super hyped on it. It is considered to be an AI plugin, and basically what it does is it removes room tone, ambience, and reverb from vocals. So vocals or dialogue, and having used like a ton of these, this is by far my favorite. All it is 3 controls, so it's pretty hard to mess up, and it'll like instantly make your vocals sound way better without those crazy artifacts and like chopping all those frequencies and whatnot. So here's with it off. So I have had the absolute pleasure of wearing the, I'm not even going to try to say the name, AI headphones. I've tested them in a number of different settings. Initially, in putting them on, the 2 issues I had was I put them on. So like instantly, all that room tone is completely gone without the artifacts. So as far as like AI plugins, I would definitely say Supertone Clear is like in the lead, especially if this is something that you deal with often. On my YouTube channel, any video that I put out, this is like mandatory on the video to kind of remove the tone of the room I'm in. My favorite, super good, 3 easy controls, definitely recommend this one. The next one I'm going to touch on is Tape by Baby Audio. Basically what this is an AI tape saturation. And the first question I have is, who asked for this? Who asked for AI tape saturation? I might get some hate in the comments, I don't know, but I'm curious, why would we need like AI and tape saturate? Like, can anybody tell me the difference between this and a regular tape saturator? Like, oh, this is AI because it introduces like artifacts randomly. I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense to me. I think it's gimmicky in calling this like AI. It's got a good sound to it, but it's not any like better or like intelligent than a standard tape saturator in my experience.
So I have had the absolute pleasure of wearing the, I'm not even going to try to say the name, AI headphones. I've tested them in a number.
Like, who asked for this and was like, we need a tape saturator that has artificial intelligence? Like, I don't know. That's my take on it. I feel like some companies and websites are kind of just like throwing around the word AI, and I feel like this is one of them. So good tape saturator, AI, I don't know about it. Next one I'm going to touch on is one that everybody knows about and was one of the first quote unquote AI plugins to hit the market, and that's going to be Ozone 11 mastering. And so a couple things to be said about this. Let me grab like a regular track so we can kind of look at it how it's supposed to be looked at. So notice something here. Okay, right before it changed, it said, here's a good starting point. So they're literally coming out and saying, like, this is not an end-all be-all mastering AI plugin. They're saying, like, this is a really good starting point based on the sonic profile of the track. So a lot of people are taking this and they're like, oh, this is an AI mastering device. I wouldn't take it that far. I will say, though, I've had some pretty impressive results with this. There was one time where I was mastering a track, like a kind of bass heavy track a while ago, and I literally put this on the master and I was like, that's it. That is it. I'm not even going to mess with it. It sounds fire. Everything sounds balanced. It's perfect. That is a rare situation. I would say most of the time it gives you a good starting point, but it can also give you like not a great starting point. Like I've had some of them where I'm like, this is not balanced now. This does not sound how I want it. So I would say like overall, if you know how to use Ozone, it's great. It's good for people who like know these controls a little bit, because it'll do like the heavy lifting and give them a good starting point, but then it's still up to you to come in and make the fine adjustments that are to your tasting. So definitely an absolutely fire tool. I would just proceed with caution and knowing that it's not going to automatically master your plugin. It is still going to take some finessing on your part. So the next one's going to be a website, and this is one that I've been seeing being pushed really hard on social media and all over. It's called Lander, and this one's actually been around a long time. This has been around, I think, like 5 years. I don't know if it was quote unquote AI when they started out, but this was, to be fair, one of the first like mastering websites. And I remember seeing it. I'm like, that's insane. You can literally drag and drop your track and it'll master it for you. The thing with this and like literally any of these mastering websites is none of them are, I would say if you have a track that like is really good mixed and you need a little bit of enhancement, this would be something good to turn to. But with that being said, I definitely wouldn't lean on them for like a good, solid, like correct release ready master, if that makes sense. So like these are a dime a dozen. Everybody has an online mastering automation deal. Like SoundCloud has one. Like you can go on SoundCloud and if you upload a track, it'll give you like mastering options. This one's pretty good. This is one of the better ones. But with that being said, like I would not like lean on this for like a very good master that I would like one of the favorite tracks I put out or something. I would add a little bit of enhancement to like a track I finished with it. It just, there's not enough control and they do a good job with reading the sonic profile, but not perfect. One thing to remember in all of these AI mastering deals is a good mastering engineer will charge you like $100, from like $100 to $200 or like 150 estimated. So if you're serious about a track, like do not go this route, pay the money and have an actual mastering engineer do it. And when I say a mastering engineer, I mean somebody who actually has experience, somebody who's been doing this for a while. Mastering engineers are like their own deal. So like find someone who's been doing it, who has accolades, and I think that's a better route to go than something like this. Okay, so this one doesn't necessarily fall into the realms of music production, but this is one I wanted to kind of give a shout out and touch on because the idea is super cool. So someone was basically saying, hey, now they have AI song recommender. So I'm like, dude, this is crazy because, if you have songs you like and you've been looking for new artists like that, a new song like this could be something that is really cool. So basically like a Pandora or a SoundCloud weekly, but like on steroids. So the idea is very cool. However, there is a very serious problem with this, and I will show it to you in searching for something. So like one of my favorite artists is John Casey. So like, let's do like, I want a song like John Casey. We'll just start there, give it a simple prompt. Future bass vibes. It gets the description pretty good. So futuristic bass heavy tracks, energetic, melodic, similar to John Casey. Sit back and relax. Okay, that's like whatever. So here's my beef with this. I did this and I saw a bunch of tracks from like artists I really liked come up. But the problem is if we go to search them, you literally can't find them anywhere. Like, I don't know if it literally just made stuff up, but like none of these tracks that I've searched for, I've been able to find none of them. So like, here's an artist I like. Grizz. Does Grizz even have a song with Dram called Forever? Because I can't, if there is, I can't find it anywhere. This isn't it. This isn't it. Like, so it's basically supposed to recommend you like underground songs you haven't heard, but apparently they're so underground that like Google doesn't know who they are. So the idea is cool, but like they're definitely missing somewhere. I don't like, it could just be like randomly making up stuff like Riddle in Love by Quicks. Is this a real song? Like Google's never heard of it. Has SoundCloud heard of it? SoundCloud doesn't know what it is either. So they're either so underground that literally they are unheard of on the internet, or this song recommender is just like making stuff up, which is pretty funny. The last one I'm going to touch on, I've talked about this one before, but it is called lolol.ai. And this is a stem extractor. So this is essentially the same thing as like Isotope, RX10, to where it can basically take the input of a completed track and give you like an instrumental, a vocal, and a couple different options. But this one, in my opinion, is the best. So like how Clear was the best for cleaning up a vocal. This one, as far as like tracking stuff out, is the best I've heard ever. So like, let's drag in a track from my boy, City Boy Ghost, and let's see what it can give us. So notice, not only do we have vocals and instrumentals, but we have drums, bass, voice and noise, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano. And I've been through a couple tracks on this and like they do a pretty damn good job. So like, let's listen to the vocals on this and kind of see where we're at.
I just want to know where you at. And I just wanna know you doing fine. I want you to know that I fucking love you.
Like, that's great. Yeah, we hear a little bit of strumming from the guitar, but this is better than any YouTube DIY acapella I've heard. Let's listen to the instrumental. Like, that's insane that took that vocal out of there, like, completely clean. And then let's like maybe select drums and like see what it can give us for some clean drums. Like, that is a clean drum separation. That is fire. There's like a little bit of artifacts in there, but the thing about AI, especially here, is it's doing like the algorithmic removal, and then it's going above and beyond with the AI to like remove the artifacts, which is absolutely great. So as far as stem separation, like literally a couple weeks ago, I somehow connected with the Wailers producer, and he wanted to remix one of their albums he didn't have the masters for. And I sent him some of the tracks off here, and he was like super amped on them. Like I didn't even want to tell him that I didn't do anything. He was like, oh, this is such a good separation. So this is definitely something cool to like check out. And if you're like remixing or something, you can almost get like a totally clean vocal or instrumental or drum track. So definitely check these out. Again, these are kind of just my recommendations. I know there's tons of like cool AI stuff going out there, but as far as tools that I use frequently now, these are the ones I'd recommend and the ones that I kind of would veer away from. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I'd love to hear about some of your favorites. Drop them in the comments. If you're looking to learn a little bit more about music production, I will link my Calendly in the bio. I offer one-on-one mentorship lessons. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.